One thing I know fascinates every woodworker or DIYer in general is being able to reuse material that was left over or just repurposing old material. So today we'll be repurposing material from an old bookcase to make a geometric lamp. So I'll start off by putting a miter cut, 45-degree miter cut on one of the ends, and then we'll just make a series of cuts that are 5.5 inches long, and we'll need 12 of them to make the 4 sides of 3 boxes that we'll be using to create the lamp. So to make this project very easy, just use a 1x6 board, or if you have a wider board, you just cut it down to 5.5 inches, which is the standard width of a 1x6, and then just make the cuts, the angle cuts or miter cuts at 5.5 inches, so you have a perfect square, and then you can use that to make the cube. It's not a complete cube since we have 2 open sides, but I believe you get the point. And then you just put all the 4 parts together, and you would notice in my case the miter saw is not squared, so the angles are not perfect, but it still works. It gives it a rustic look, which I usually like. But yeah, you can use glue to glue them together, or you can use brad nails to hold them, or use both. I used glue for this one, and then I used masking tape to hold 1 or 2 of them down, and then for another one I used a strap clamp to hold them together until the glue dries. Okay, just a quick side note here. I found the 4 tier of this one on Etsy selling for over $100, so if you're interested in making it to sell, there you go. That's an idea of how much you could price it to sell, assuming you're able to market it well to sell it at a good price. So at this point in the video, I just want to remind you that all you need is just a little faith and some DIY action. After the glue had dried, I just picked one of the cubes and then put a 45-degree angle on one of the corners, and I did this on 2 opposite corners to give it a flat base when it's tilted at a 45-degree angle, and that will be the middle part of it. So I tried to use the screwdriver method to solve the corners there that didn't fit together, but it worked out just fine. Sanding it down would have been another option, or giving it a rounded edge, or giving all the cubes, so all the boxes, the edges, a rounded edge would have been another option. Off camera, I took a 1-inch plywood and then made a 1.5 inch cut there using the table saw. I just ran it through the table saw up to 1.5 inches to use as the path for the cord for the light to pass through the bottom or the side of the bottom of the lamp. I will leave a link in the description for this light that I'm using in case you're interested in purchasing one. So if you're making this, just be sure to countersink the screws that will be holding the bottom plate to the bottom cube. And as you will probably notice, I didn't glue these together, I didn't fasten them together, because it allows for you to change how the lamp looks. You can turn that middle piece to the left or to the right to change the look of the lamp at any given time. So instead of the legs sitting on the left and right, you can turn the legs so they're sitting on the front and the back, which changes the shape of the lamp. As always, I hope you'll have a tangible experience of God's love today. So that wraps this one. Until the next video, take care and God bless.